Peace, family.
Peace, family.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing this morning?
I know this good Sunday morning here, Sunday sitting with my sister.
Real talk.
Yes.
So I want to give a shout out to Dr. Strong. So she's still dealing with some health issues, but we want to send a shout out to our sister.
Yes.
And I hope that she feels better soon.
Yes.
So how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. It was eventful and busy as usual, but it was good though. It was good, and I feel good to be on this side of the earth. We woke up this morning, so it's good. It's good. We can make it do what it do.
So I must say, this week I discovered the Godcast. Godcast. And it's been awesome. It's with Lord Jameer and Raw Digger. And so I've been listening to like damn near all their podcasts. And so I'm going to have to send in a donation because I want to keep them on the air. But they make me feel very, well, I'm going to be honest. Lord Jameer, I don't want to mess his name. I'll say Jamal, Jameer, I don't know. But anyway, he makes me feel reminiscent of growing up in the 80s and the early 90s. Just the way he kicks the mathematics and his conversation, his views. He made me remember when I used to listen to hip-hop, because I'm not a hip-hop head at all. I'm a music head, but I'm not a hip-hop head. But I have appreciation for different forms of hip-hop because I've always kind of been who you see right now, maybe just a little shyer, younger. But pretty much I was into the rap that was saying something and gave instructions and made you feel empowered. I didn't get down with the NWAs and stuff. That just wasn't my lane. Don't mean I didn't know I'm not to like him. It just wasn't my lane. But in listening to him, I think we need to hear from them older hip-hop heads and people who was influenced by that early hip-hop. I think we have a lot of people out here that don't have guidance. And part of it is because we feel like we're like the only group you see letting our people, just young people, do whatever the hell they want. And then when some shit happens to them, you want me to get up out my old head-ass seat and come march and rally for you. Well, we have to do that before. You know, we have to be some mutual respect for, not all young people. Lord knows I know some young people that's on the ball, on their game, love their mama, daddy, respect their communities and elders. But I'm talking about, y'all know what I'm talking about. So anyway, so if you haven't checked it out, check out the Godcast. I've been telling everybody about it.
Yeah, she been telling me about it.
Oh, God.
I heard you in there. You was just crying, laughing.
Oh, man, some of the stuff you say is hilarious. And then Raw Digger's good, too. I like her, too. I like her, too. It's just incredible. And the guests that they have. Also, through the Godcast, honestly, y'all, I actually fell in love mentally now, because I ain't in it mentally, with the comedian Godfrey. That dude
Godfrey?
So you seen him on Soul Plane. He was the African brother on Soul Plane.
Oh, yeah.
He also played the Fat Girls. He was the one that was going with the girlfriend. The dude is brilliant. His mind, that's why I said I fell in love with the mind. His mind is brilliant. And his parents are from Nigeria, so he's Nigerian. So for him to be an African directly from the continent, his parents, he is so in tune with black people's struggle in America. He doesn't leak. Sometimes I think, not all Africans, but some of them that come from the continent, they kind of negate what has happened to us because they don't know, because it's not their story, it's not their background. For some reason, he gets it. I don't know if he grew up in Chicago but he got it. And so, man, I'm going to have to, when he come, I'm definitely, usually I don't do that, I'm definitely going to go see him, his stand-up. The brothers, he's fantastic. He got it up here. Remind me of like a Richard Pryor or a Dick Gregory. In the conversation, I've seen a few things that he's done in terms of talking, and I just enjoy it. And then he also has a series show on Sirius FM. I got to check that out. So, I'm sorry, y'all. You find something good you want to share with everybody. So that was my week. I got a lot of work done, but you know how that is when you discover something like, man, I've been listening to them all week. That's what it felt like.
I know. So you sent me the link and put it up on my phone. I gotta just, I guess I need to get into it.
Well, I think that's some stuff that we need to have playing. See, when I was growing up, we listened to a lot of radio. And I think that's why I still listen to radio, like in terms of conversations. So I like that you can like tune in when you want to.
Right.
But I think that's how I developed a lot of my consciousness, hearing conversations and people talking, and that's how I developed my thought process. Even like if I was visiting somebody's house and they had the radio on, that still influenced me. They didn't turn it off because, or like, we're going to make sure no, I just listened to what they was listening to. If they was having coffee in the morning, they was up early, I was up early, I just had to listen to what they was listening to.
Right.
So, anyway.
Right.
So let's get right into it, y'all. I gotta get on my page up in here and mute my What if somebody really talk like that? Y'all probably like, oh my gosh, she is so irritating.
But it's people that talk like that.
Yeah, girl, I'm like, oh my God. So anyway, y'all, good morning. Okay, so we have a lot of stuff to cover today.
Yes.
Black women, and I'm not dissing the black man. I hate when I have to say it. I think I've been listening to the podcast on it. Okay. But I know black women have been doing a lot of fantastic stuff all over the globe, as always. I'm going to focus on African American women because that's the first immediate group to which I belong, to which I am. So somebody put on their page, and I think this brother's last name was Farrakhan. And this is not Minister Farrakhan, but it's
I know what you're talking about.
He said, removing Trump will not make things better for black people. Our unity and doing for ourselves will. What is your thoughts on that, Dana?
You know that I'm here for that.
Is your mic on?
Y'all hear me?
Is it on?
Wait, yeah.
Okay, yeah. You got talking to us again.
Okay. Y'all know I'm here for this. Let me read it one more time.
Read it again.
Removing Trump will not make things better for black people. Our unity and doing for ourselves will. That's real talk. I'm here for that. I live my life by that. That's real talk. It's not an easy task. That unity piece is not an easy task, but it's a necessary, or I'm going to say it's a worthy pursuit. So, and to tell you the truth, I learn about what Trump is doing now from other people because I don't even, and you know, I used to be addicted to CNN. And so earlier this year, I cut my cable off. I still have Hulu, so I guess I'm cheating a little bit. But I cut my cable off, and so I'm not so glued to like moment by moment what CNN is doing, what's happening. My anxiety level went down a little bit, and I don't even know what Trump is doing. I hear it from like other people. I'll be like, oh, really? I don't focus on Trump because there's so much stuff that we have to do right now, and so many different things that have to be done in a community, which it takes a lot of organizing and a lot of, it just takes a lot. So y'all just don't even have time.
Well, I think the beauty of Donald Trump, I don't mean to use beauty and Donald Trump in the same word, but it is.
Well, it is motivating.
Yeah. I think that he pulled the covers off even people who were supposed to be our friends. I think that's when you start seeing your arch enemy be mad at him as well. It's like, why y'all mad at him? So I feel like having him there is a great reminder of your grind.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if you're lazy and all you want to do is complain and show up with some marches and stuff like that, then you probably should be upset and want someone else to do the work that you're supposed to do for yourself. But if you are like Dana and myself and you're always on the grind trying to do stuff in your community and all that kind of stuff, to me it's motivating. It's like, nothing he really will do. See, I think sometimes it depends on your lens and where you focus at. No matter who's the president of these here United States, I had to always be on my grind. Never been on public assistance. No dissing anybody who has, but I haven't. I always had more than one job as my mom and others before her. For me, it's always been a grind. And so I wasn't worried about him cutting my food stamps off or, taking my pension and all that. I've always been on the grind. Even with the Social Security, we were never guaranteed we were going to get that.
I'm going to be mad, y'all, if I don't get my Social Security.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Hey, I'm just saying, but
saying.
We kind of know that if you've been following it, because I do follow politics a little bit, that they have already spent that goddamn money. So,
money.
So then they're going to be paying us on what the next generation, if they still working, will be paying into the system. That's what will be paying us. Like I don't think people understand the financial problems that we're in. But I also look at other communities, like all of the different Asian towns they are. Do they depend on Social Security? How do they depend on our government? And how were they able to make commerce in their own community without these people? And so I don't think we really think about stuff like that. I think a lot of us are really just slaves, and we have really bought into this whole system. And so we're fighting almost like, it's like we're fighting because we bought into the devil. And now, as much as we hate the devil's guts, we want the devil to live because that's how we live. So neither make you think about, are you standing on the right side? You know, it's easy to be like, there go the devil right there. But if the devil is you and you're supporting the devil, then that makes you somewhat the devil. I mean, I'm just saying. If you know you make your money, you know, locking people up and anything that has to do with supporting white supremacy, which brings me to our first thing we're going to discuss. Hey, Sister Davon, good to see you on here and everyone else. I can't see everybody, just seeing
Sister Khadijah's on, and Asha, peace, queen.
Peace. So my first thing to y'all, we had a few things in the news, and if you hear anything about that, removing Donald Trump will not make things better for black people, our unity and doing for self-will, please comment on that so we can read y'all's comments.
Right.
But the first thing when we talked about supporting the devil, only thing that made me mad is with two black women, so I was in my feelings. But after I got past my feelings, that I had to deal with, they said black faces, even female, are still operating under a white supremacy system. So basically talking about the two women in Dallas who cannot fire that white female officer for shooting that brother in Dallas. And they said there's no way that they can arrest her or fire her. No way they can fire her. And so here's the faces is two black women. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. Remember the first time your sister came out and she was trying to be transparent? I hate when people trick us up with words, but I don't even think we know what the hell transparent really means. But anyway, so let's be transparent. And with that being said, I'm going to try to let y'all see me. I'm doing two things at once. But also with that transparency, there's not much they can really do about. They can't fire her. And I guess Daryl Roberts from the Roberts Center said something on a message that talked about that, and it helped me. He said, I guess policemen have certain rights, or they have unions that are very powerful. So it's kind of like tenure in schools. That's how I look at that. So how can a teacher have tenure if her whole class is failing? Why do you still have a goddamn job? So that's a whole other story. But anywho, I don't know how they can't fire this woman because she's protected by some kind of union or her rep or something like that. Thoughts? Peace, Brother Louis.
They can't find her another position. That's what they do in corporate. If they don't fire you,
she should have a job.
Well, that's true, but she definitely shouldn't be in the classroom.
Yeah, No. I'm talking about. I'm just using that as an example.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about with the black, the officer, the white woman who shot the black man in Dallas, right? And then basically the police chief is a black woman. I sent you the link, and then also. I guess the DA or what we just got finished voting for, neither one of those, they just don't have any power to fire her. And I'm like, how does this shit work? Because before we could just say it's white people protecting white people, but these are two black women in these prominent positions. They can't go rogue like Sarah Palin, I'm just saying.
They could, but they probably scared to. I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm saying you can't tell me that you can't get rid of somebody if you don't want them there. Had it been two other women that had power over a black woman, you think the black woman would still be there?
I don't know, y'all. That's a good question. Give me to talk to
I mean,
me,
I don't
y'all.
want to lie on these two sisters, but that don't make sense to me.
I just don't understand how you could be the police chief, and I watch other police chiefs go rogue and all that kind of stuff. But you mean to tell me they can't fire this woman?
I don't believe that. What y'all think? I don't believe that.
Yeah, So that's just me, y'all. That's my question of the day. That's one of my questions of the day.
Yeah.
I don't know what we really do with something like that, because I feel like that's a bit ridiculous. I'm trying to, as I'm talking to you, I'm trying to get to my, to what I sent you, so I can get their names right. Hold on, let me see. So, basically, it is, sorry, y'all. I sent a lot of stuff.
You sure did?
Yeah, I sent a bunch of stuff. Okay, so, this is, wow, these two sisters here. One of them is, here we go. When you think about the 26-year-old black man murdered in his own apartment by a cop, never forget who the police chief and the DA are that protected the officer and not only made sure she wasn't fired, but was able to get bail. Not all our skin folks are our kin folks. I've been saying that. But what's your thoughts? And there's two black women. They got nice haircuts. One of them got like the real
they
nice
look like they
look like homegirls. You probably go to church with her.
They do. They look like around the way girls.
So what y'all think about that? So when we talk about having more black police chiefs and more black this and more black that, what does that really mean for black people? Will we be protected under the law? Will they protect us?
I think that the only way having black people in certain key positions will only impact us if they have a certain level of freedom. If you're in a position just because for the sake of, well, we need to make a quota, but you still got to do what we say, then that's null and void. It's null and void.
I'm only pausing, Dana, because I'm like doing two things at once.
I know, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'm always pausing because I think sometimes it makes me go back to integration. And I don't know, having a poisonous cake and then taking off the vanilla icing to put chocolate on it is going to make the cake
any less poison.
Right. So I don't know. I mean,
all right, Martin Luther King. So you feel like we are in a house that's on fire.
I think black people have no friends.
Okay.
I don't give a damn. I think slavery, I know that in slavery under white supremacy, which we're still under, was horrific. But if some of us wasn't following instruction, the shit wouldn't have lasted so long. I'm sorry. I'm not, all of us wasn't Harriet Tubmans. All of us wasn't Nat Turners. All of us was not. Some of us was okay with our position. Well, shit, I'm on the porch. I'm in the house. I'm in the field. I done made a way. Because some of us is in love with the struggle. I am not. I want freedom. I want to live free as I possibly can.
Yeah.
I'm in this system, but I am not in love with it. I don't romanticize it. And you have to be willing to do whatever it takes to be free.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes. And I just think some of us don't really want to be free because where freedom comes great responsibility.
Yeah, and you know what? And everywhere in history where there was a big revolt or there was change, there was bloodshed. And there were people sacrificing and had to lose their lives. Please don't, I'm not advocating anything. But the truth of the matter is that freedom is going to come with a price. And so we are going to have to be willing to sacrifice. And I don't know. I'm trying to think about, I'm still back on those two ladies. I wonder how do they feel?
They might not feel nothing. Shit, it ain't they, son.
But it's they people.
It ain't they people. See, that's an assumption you make. You think it's their people. See, it's like me, somebody be like, you my sister. And I'll be like, just because I'm just, we do all the time. Don't be claiming me. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I look like, this is my sister. So Sister Khadijah says a corrupt system is a corrupt system no matter whose the face you may see. Right on. Mm-hmm. Brother Michael said, peace and love, queens. Peace, brother. Peace, peace.
Peace.
Peace, God. It's me and the Lord Jamal. Let's rub it on.
I know.
Okay, so when it comes, Khadijah also says, but when it comes to the battle, they have to go as well. Khadijah, now you know my motto. I'm so sorry. I watch a lot of Game of Thrones. I watch Game of Thrones. I think even though I know it's some of their fantasy, I also think they're giving you some of the insight into their own history in terms of, building a kingdom at whatever cost there is. I was just like, I think the other part, it's okay to feel like, wow, peace here, wow, like these are two black women. And, we probably like, we got to vote for them. They understand our struggle. But do they really? Do they really? If you have a job and you have to go against the grain and do what's right, will you do that? Because that's why I see that. Will you go against the grain to make things right?
Right.
No,
No,
go ahead.
Because I've been in so many different.
Brother Michael, we're talking about the two black women who he missed again.
Okay.
The two black women who basically protected the white lady who shot their brother in Dallas. So it was two sisters, the police chief and the DA, who protected that officer and not make sure that she wasn't fired, but she was able to make bail. And how do we feel about that when the face of we have a black woman on top of it? I think that's what hurt me is that she's a black woman. I don't know. I always hold, this is my truth, I hold black women in higher esteem than I ever do men. That's just me. Because she's the mother of everybody.
Yeah, I think we was bred that way. I think we were bred that way.
So to see two of them was like a shocker. Like, damn. Because you would think that, we have a black woman as a police chief, that she would be more for justice. given the fact that she's the mother of all people. And so you would think that she would make sure that there was justice. But then again, I don't know, when you're dealing with a Decepticon, I mean, you just, that's Godfrey talking right there.
I know.
He talked about white women, you know, somewhat being Decepticons, because you never know exactly what side they're on, as long as you're on your side, you know, to a degree. And I feel like these two black women did that. And so, what do? So that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's a cold cup of coffee.
It is, but it's deep, and we know that to be true.
Yeah.
And so what do we do with that? Now, on the other hand, there was a GOP in Michigan. A GOP, what state is that? I got GOP state. A black woman, no, hold on, y'all, I'm reading these things. A GOP basically tells a black attorney who basically want to take down those Confederate monuments that she can go missing. I'm like, oh shit.
What was it?
Again.
What's the thought behind that?
First of all, I think that, you know, here's a white man, a part of the GOP. See how he is going to hold steadfast? This is a good example. He believes in the Confederacy, and those people are his heroes. So even though by law, I guess, or his job, he's a public official, you know, he's a representative or whatever for the Republican Party, he's still overriding whatever those beliefs are in terms of being fair in the system, to basically say, if you touch something that is personally important to me as a black man, as a white man who believe in the Confederacy, your ass can go missing. Now, consider the other two women who basically made sure somebody who killed somebody is protected. Here is a man protecting dead heroes on a statue.
Girl, and I know we're not supposed to be silent, but I felt like you kicked me in my chest.
Yeah, I just feel like those are the real things that we just don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We just want to be politically correct or take the side of we're such a peaceful people, which is like bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, we only peaceful to those we fear.
Let me read this comment before
Please.
I lose it.
Go ahead.
Until you overstand, and this is from Calvin X, thank you, brother. Until you overstand the foundation white supremacy is built upon, everything they and their puppets do will baffle and confuse you. These two black women are propagating the agenda of their masters. Read the book Urugu by Dr. Marimba Ani. She shines light on the nature of our oppressors and the black folks who love them.
Right on. I hear you, brother. Thank you for your statement. That was actually pretty good. I think most of us have read all of those damn books. See, I feel like the days of reading and understand, fucking stand, Afghanistan. I'm not trying to be funny, but come up with some real stuff. Because no, I'm serious. I think we done read all the books. We are the most knowledgeable people on the planet. It's like once you understand who your enemy is, because this is the book I like to see, and see somebody who writes the book do it, what do you do? Do you police yourself? Because even though they're holding up a machine or whatever that machine is, also, where is your machine? Because here's the thing, at the end of the day, when shit go down, they don't call the black man who know read all the 50 books. They're going to call the police. Where's our police? You know what I mean? Where's our street people that we can go to? Where's our community? Because at some point, as much as I love black people, we are the most referringest, deepest, all of that bullshit. But yet we can't govern our own little house. We can't even govern our own house, y'all, with your 5 kids or something, or with 3 kids, or 5 baby mamas, or 2 cats, or, you know what I'm saying?
Or 10 baby mamas.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, books are great, but I think we done read all the books we're going to read. I think we live in the age of the internet. If you don't know, now you know. You can figure that out. You know what I'm saying? What do we do? What is the answer?
Yeah.
How do other groups come here or have been here or whatever? How is it the Italians have their own law? And when you break it, you get dealt with.
Yeah.
It ain't because they all from Sicily.
No.
No, I'm just saying,
No.
you know, there's southern Italy.
Yeah,
you know,
there's the
what do we
northern-
do with
yeah.
that? And I know this is kind of big because we like to act like we have an answer. It's okay to say, I don't know, sis. I'm just doing the part I can do. I will take that.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, dude, I'm in the 80s. I knew all of this stuff. I grew up with all of this stuff. Like I listened to. We had great music. We
Public Enemy.
Golly. I mean, but we also had people who lived in the 60s and people
Yeah.
who, even before the 60s. And I get it, but now here we are, the
Yeah.
generation living in the most. We're living in a time where we have access to everything.
Yeah, we
but
have
I
to
think
build.
the issue is that we gotta have some damn courage.
Yeah.
We gotta have some courage.
We got to have some courage. We got to have some steadfastness. And we got to have some sacrifice. It's going to take sacrifice.
Peace. Ia said, men should police our communities. We need our black men.
What did we say? What did we say last week?
We did. What we say? Say it again.
We need the Nation of Islam. We need FOI, Fruit of Islam. We need you. We need the black. Well, I guess we know that the Black Panthers are known for.
We have the new Black Panthers. We have the Black Panther. We have the Nation of Islam. We have the Nation of Gods and Earth. We have the NW. Well, I don't know if the NWC is really us because I'm not a color person. But I mean, hell, if there's some black people in there, I'm just saying we have enough organizations. The key
The
is
100 black
courage.
men.
100 black men, 50 black men, 2 black men. I don't really give a damn. I'm saying we gotta do something. I think what's missing is the challenge, honestly, and some courage. You know, it's like we'll challenge the white people. They go buy a Ferrari. We sell everything we got to buy a Ferrari and don't have no place to live. I think the missing piece is having some courage not to do what you want them to do so that you would feel like you're equal with them. Govern yourself. Throw away their measuring stick and build your own measuring stick and police your own community. Like I did see some things this week where black men were walking their kids to school and black women were, we're all on point, I feel.
Yeah.
But I also feel like with some of this stuff, if we really were moving as a nation, I'm not saying all of us being the same thing in terms of accountability. Somebody posted this week, some women on, I think it was the Donahue show, and she said, as a black woman, all of the children are my children. And so if I see a black youth being out of line or whatever, if they walk down the street, they don't have a coat on or whatever, my job is to get in there and help them. I feel like she didn't wait to say, I belong somewhere. She's like, as a black woman, I feel responsible.
Hello, compassion.
Yeah, I feel responsible.
Yeah.
We are connected where we want to be. And I think for those people who are not connected to us that look like us, we will see them as plain as that. I think that's also a beauty of the Donald Trump effect. We can stop falling out of love with Negroes and positions and titles. And if they're not for our people, we gonna know it.
Right.
And these 2 women just said it. I don't want to hear they got to be reformed. I'm not in the redemption business. I'm not Jesus. So, with that being said, I feel like we just maybe need to add them to a list. I don't want to hear why, because that's why they're in the position to protect us. Ultimately, that's why they're here.
Is that why they're in the position, though?
Well, that's what police, they're supposed to protect and serve. We pay their salaries.
Okay, I got what you're saying.
I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know personally, but we got comments here. I don't want to mess up the comments.
Okay, me either.
Divine said, my sister's too much. Okay, leave me alone.
Okay. Hi, peace, Khadijah.
Did you see Michael, Brother Michael?
So I start with Ia.
No, I already read her.
Okay, Michael Neal. We must start to lovingly but aggressively start teaching our children self-love and love for kind, and we must be, I think he means for our kind, and we must be the example. That's right. Sister Khadijah says they put it into action. They don't just quote what they have read. That's right, sis. Ia goes on to say, what are these organizations doing in communities?
Well, some of them are doing things, I guess. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not trying to. So this is what I do. It's so tricky because here's the thing. I don't want to give the enemy any more ammo. Well, I will say this.
Yeah.
I think that some of them are doing something and some of them are doing themselves. That to me is like an equal. I'm just trying to be fair because I don't want to knock anybody I know that's out there doing something. They have the 10,000 Men Strong in Atlanta, and I travel a lot, so I get to see people out there. Then there are some people out there doing it, but they don't belong to an organization.
Right,
and they can sometimes like the black woman who's a janitor at a school, but she has a closet full of supplies for students who need things. She don't belong to an organization. She ain't the principal. She's the janitor, and she probably takes She probably takes to the kids more than people who that's their job and they have a budget.
Right.
Holler. So I'm just saying, so that's what I'm saying, it's a balance. Then there are just some people who are in love with having their own nation, but they're not thinking about what it really takes to run a nation. They talk about running like a group of people or something like that, and they take care of themselves. So it just depends. Some of us think doing well must mean I must live in a big house, and then, kind of like when you're in something so-called third world countries, and you'll see a big palace, and then all these little poor people living around the palace, and they support the palace. Some of us believe in that when we talk about nation building. That's why it helps to travel, because it gives you an idea of what do we really think nation building is really about. Is it about having a figurehead? Is it about having a royal family? Or is it about us all living equally to some extent? Do everybody pull their weight? Do some people don't pull their weight? Like, what is that really about?
Right.
Like, I like socialists, but I don't know if I can really be a socialist. Because I like everybody having everything, but I like it when everybody pulls their own weight. I don't like pulling weight for people who are not pulling, especially when you're able to pull your weight.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about people who, like, something's wrong, they only could do 50%, so I'll do, extra 50 on top of what I'm doing. I don't mind that, but I think we have a lot of people who live in this country who don't pull no weight, who send their kids out the door when they could be walking out the door, watching the kids go to school, and then go back home and watch the reality TV shows that they want to do. No, I'm serious. I think we have a lot of people who don't pull their weight in the very basic of ways.
Right.
Okay, so hold on. Brother Michael said all of us must unite.
All organizations must unite for the purpose of our survival. I agree with you. When you were talking, Queen, I was wondering, when someone posed a question, what are the organizations doing? I don't. I feel like we need to communicate more with each other. I'm not, because everybody's not going to join the nation. Everybody is not going to join. I don't know their names, but they're in purple.
Those are I think those are the Hebrew Israelites or something like that, or.
Okay, like everybody's not going to join them, but I think that, and that's cool, and that's okay. Like, everybody not going to be on the NAACP, that's cool. But I do feel like we all need to collectively talk, because I think we all have the same desired outcome, and we definitely have the same enemy. Right? And we definitely will all benefit from us having an infrastructure. Everybody take on a specialty and let's build. And in order to organize that, we have to communicate.
I don't disagree with that at all, Dana. I think that's a great. And I had a dream.
Oh, God.
And in this dream, we all had a great meeting. And in the meeting, we dreamed a dream. I feel like first thing we could all do, whatever organization you belong to, whatever, put the ego to the side. Quit acting like you the shit. Yeah. That would help us out immediately. Because if I meet another black organization, you're not the damn anything. You are one of many.
Yeah.
I think if we could just put the egos to the side and just get to work,
we
wouldn't even have to meet. We'll be meeting each other on the street, say, good morning, brother, good morning, sister. That's how we would be meeting. And then our children will see that we can get along.
Yeah.
And not like, well, we know more than. If I meet another Negro with a carrying an unk telling me, oh, I'm older than the E5, man, sit the fuck down. You ain't older than nothing. Shut up.
That ego is something
else. And then you tell it to me, but then if somebody called the police, you're bitching up. You don't put the unk then and be like, nigga, you don't do any of that.
And I don't have my coffee either.
I got tea. I may have too much sugar in this tea. But all I'm saying is, I feel like if we could just be on our game point and just practice love more. I think Brother Michael was on to something when he said if we could just practice more love.
Yeah.
And demonstrating that.
Right.
See, not even talking about it.
Because love
demonstrating
is an action,
it.
right?
It is an action word. I think unity is an action word.
Yeah,
I think you can't tell nobody how. I think unity just comes. How many times you've been places and something popped off and immediately y'all close ranks? That has happened to me.
Immediately.
In the street, that's happened to me.
Yeah.
And we was like, we ain't going out like that.
Yeah, and we didn't even know. Yeah, we knew what we had to do. We knew. We
got more comments. But
yes, we do. Okay. So,
but I'm with you, Brother Michael. I do think we, need to unite. I do. I agree.
Okay, so Makita is thanking you for the invite. She also goes on to say, reclaim, re-educate, and rebuild our communities.
West. Go ahead.
Yes. This will protect and save our children. Solid rites of passage programs, okay? To reclaim our children. Peace and love from Ohio. No. Yes. Nation building is instilling the rites of passage process of growth practiced by our elders. Yeah.
Right on, sis. I agree with that. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you this, people, hey, we got the internet. Look that up. Yes. I believe in the traditional rites of passage because I do that as well. But I also like their rites of passage when people just spend time with you.
Yeah.
And every Sunday, you know, we did some stuff with the elder because that's when they were available. I think there's so many different forms of rites of passage that we carried on, even though we didn't know that's what it was called. Even reclaiming that would help our community.
Yeah, just sitting listening to the elders. To me. Makita goes on to say, I would be happy to share our motto, the Harambe Leadership Academy. All right, Harambe?
Yes, and I think I may have heard about them before.
Okay, well, we need to look
do
that up.
Do they have a website, sister? Because I don't know why I think I've been on their website before, but... You know, right on. Yes, we will want you to share that with us. Right on, sis. Right on.
Please.
Community gatherings. Everyone should be involved in protecting each other in our community. Right on. Right on. Yeah. Community healing.
Yeah.
Right on. Community building. Y'all sound like that was like a good lyric in the song. Community healing. Community building. That's right on.
Right.
You gonna read the other one?
Yeah. Ia says, if we as a people don't venerate our.
Now y'all already know, but go ahead.
Get the fan out. If we as a people don't venerate our ancestors, we will always be regressed. And that's real talk. Thank you.
Right on, right on. So hold on, stop right there for the next comment. If you could, what does that mean to you? What does that really mean? Because some of us hear that, we may not understand what that means. Like, you know, I have an ancestral altar in my house. People always say, what is that? You know, knowing that they probably did grow up with seeing like their ancestors picturing stuff up on the mantelpiece. And, you know, I think somehow we're so resilient that we preserve things, but we might not necessarily know the meaning of why we're preserving it.
Yeah.
But what does that mean for you? Do you do that for your ancestors?
Well, I definitely do it for my mom.
And we're not talking about Jesus and nothing like that.
Oh, and I didn't get my coffee, so how I'm gonna rock with Rome today?
Go ahead.
I definitely do it for my mom. And my grandmother, but definitely my mom. I have her picture and a candle and things that she like, and we commune.
Right
you know, I feel like her spirit, she's still alive. Like, I feel her all the time. And it's funny because, and I don't want to go off into this, but my family, I don't go to the cemetery a lot. And I know maybe I should go to the cemetery more, but I feel like I have my mom with me because I always commune with her, always. And so I feel like we can commune with our ancestors, and because those are the ones that we know have our best interests at heart. They paved the way for us, and I just feel like, you know, when we talk about eternal life, I can't debate or whatever that means, but for me, I feel like we keep our ancestors alive by living out their legacies.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. I do the same thing with my mom. We do go to her site. Now the grandkids go to the site, and they go without us. Take her flowers, talk to her, because she was a great woman. My mother was like a warrior. She is like Harriet Tubman and all the women who I love. My mother was that walking around the planet, taking care of her family, taking care of other people, even if she ain't had enough for her own. She stretched it and made it work for other people. You know, she always shared. Somebody was always living with us. You know, that's who she was. I mean, she believed in the village. And the village was wherever you were. And so that's who she was. It made me think of Sister Harriet Tubman when one of the girls on the road trip was up in Canada, and she said to me, you know, on the way coming into New York, she said, "Can we stop by Sister Harriet's gravesite?" And I was like, yeah, we can. So it made me feel good to hear young people, and she was named for her grandmother, who was named after Harriet Tubman. But the purpose of, what moved me in it is that even they, on the way, they wanted to stop by Frederick Douglass because it was on the way too. I was like, okay, so it was just really beautiful. But I also think in where people are buried at, for me it becomes a sacred ground because it's not all the powers. I'm just saying there's something about recognizing this is a space where someone who we love a lot is laid to rest. So we take them flowers and your offerings just to say thank you.
Right.
And usually a dog or something come along and eat, I guess. But, you know, seriously. But I think there is something about having respect for the dead. Yeah. Because even for the powers that be, we like to talk about white supremacy, but they love their ancestors. And if you don't believe me,
look at those statues that still
look at the holidays.
Oh, I know. Yeah. So, Ia goes on to say, once we do this, healing would take place and we will become a mighty people again. I believe that.
I know.
Aisha, peace queen. She says, thank you for your consistency, ladies. Love this topic. Peace
Right on.
queen, thank you. Sister Khadijah says, no good times for you this week, Rolanda.
Right on. Shut up. Right on. That's why I get that right on. I go right on. That's some good times.
Oh, you know I know about good times. Girl, yes. I loved me some James Evans.
Me too.
Yeah, he
no,
did.
I didn't want him to have high blood pressure because he did yell a lot. But other than
I
that,
know,
I understood
he
his
did.
frustration.
I
He seemed
understand.
more realer to me as a human being because everybody can be walking around with dignity. You know, and your feelings is hurt. That's why I think we have so much hypertension and blood because we don't let it out.
Yeah.
You know, we want to be prideful.
Right. And so I understood Florida too. But yeah, James was the man.
I
for me.
didn't understand Florida.
You didn't?
Not when you get back some money and you've been living in the projects. I just didn't understand. Some of the stuff she did, I just did not understand. It was too holy for me. Too holy.
Okay. So my brother Michael says, until we properly uplift our queens.
Now, brother.
Okay, I'm about to get my fan already.
All right.
And not the purpose of getting her in the bedroom, but to place her at her divine place. That's right. Which is the master teacher of our children and generations. She is the first teacher to the children, both male and female. When she is uplifted,
Right on.
by default, she will uplift the children.
You know, here's the thing, brother. I agree. So I'm telling you why I laugh. I
You
agree
gotta
with
tell me.
everything you said, honestly. I just think the black woman, to me, to me, I think she is the universe. That's just me. She uplifts everybody, the man, the children, the earth, the everything, to me.
Yeah.
I think that's why I've never been a real religious person because I don't believe in the try and all that stuff. I do believe in the Ankh. I do believe black men and black women are twin halves of the same whole, and when they come together, they make one. But I don't think one is like, is giving proof that black woman has birthed everyone. I mean, let's be honest.
That's science. I mean,
Yeah,
that's,
but I just feel like you're absolutely right. I just feel like I think that's why I work so hard for black women and black girls to know their worth and take their rightful place, if I can quote my sister Christy Ketchum. I think once we do that, all things will fall into line. Because what I do know is that without her, there is no life, period. That's just me. I'm gonna drop the fan.
And she drops the fan. That's
Yeah,
right. Okay.
Right on. I'm still doing whatever.
Right. Okay. And so Renika is telling us good morning.
Good morning, dear sister.
And Ia is agreeing with you. She didn't understand Florida Evans either.
Florida. I just didn't give Florida, she's a little too dignity. I just could not get that dignity. That dignity was
You
killing
think she
me.
had too much what?
She would be like dignity. I'm trying to say dignity, but we had to say like dignity.
You sound like
and she would be
Brother
like,
Jackson.
damn.
You
Like
sound
just,
like Brother Jesse Jackson.
I can't. I just.
Oh, thank you. Ia says, you sisters are beautiful. Ashe. Thank you.
Yes. So, y'all, that was a pretty good one. That's funny. We talked about the two black women who were DA and police chief as well as the GOP and how one man stood on his personal principles and threatened the black one, which I think that's where I had fault. Was like, you can say whatever, but you don't be threatening no queen. That's the bottom line. I felt like he needed to be handled. Mm-hmm. You don't tell somebody they could come up missing. To me, that's like, really? You can come up missing right now. Mm-hmm. That's why I think maybe we do need to be at the gun range. Maybe we do need to be looking into those laws of gun carrying for your safety, because you have to have safety out here. Praying is beautiful, but I also think that prayer without works is dead. Mm-hmm. So you need to be working on what you're going to do to protect yourself. What's your plan? Right. I almost feel like there's a war going on and the purge is happening, but we really think that shit is in the movies and not in real life. If you don't see the purge happening with black people, then we may need to check ourselves for real.
Right.
The purge is real, y'all.
Right. And I work with people, too. Their children, they know how to shoot. I'm talking about little children. Yeah. They little children get guns and stuff for...
But I also think, and this is just me, y'all, I also think that goes back to people not teaching their children to be afraid of things.
Right.
Like, we teach our children to be afraid of guns and to be afraid of things, and then other people teach their children this is to protect us.
Yeah.
Like, we got to do a better job. Like, I really hate when I hear people like Al Sharpton, and I listen to Al Sharpton. I listen to a lot of people just to hear what black folks think, because, and when he talk about some gun control law, no, what about gun education, dude? Like, give me a fucking break. Like, first of all, like, what nation do you belong to where you, as a minister, that, what about having to praise the Lord and pass the ammunition? Like,
why was I thinking that?
Hell?
Praise the Lord. And
why do we get black ministers who be all afraid of teaching black people, educate them on how to use a gun?
Yeah.
Because you would do that in the military. I don't see you in the military telling them they can't use guns.
Yeah.
Of course, they would shoot your ass, but I mean, because white people love their gun now. We love our gun.
That's why I kind of feel like the war on guns, and we all know about that. I feel like that's kind of a conspiracy, because everybody else, I mean, we would be the most vulnerable community. Well, we are the most vulnerable community. I don't think that all of the guns should be out of the community. I don't think that young people should be going, or anybody should go around killing each other. But I definitely, having an infrastructure has everything to do with being able to have a military, or being able to defend yourself. So you can have an infrastructure all day long, but if you can't defend it,
right,
kiss the baby, because that's, there it goes.
But I think when you've been made to be a slave, and I'm not making up excuses, I know I just said that, but I feel like the slave would have to second guess its ability to be a human being. See, white people do shit because they're human. It's their God-given rights. It is my God-given rights that I can bear arms or whatever. With us, we always have to say, well, we shouldn't kill each other with the gun, but maybe, no, it's your God-given right. You're a human being.
Right.
You have free will. You know right and wrong and up and down and left and right and empty and full. Like, you know all of that.
Right.
So if you are a human being, and if you believe you're a human being, then you shouldn't be second-guessing yourself whether or not that you can have a gun.
Right. You're right about that.
And be responsible enough to do whatever responsible people do when they have guns.
Yeah.
And your children shouldn't be afraid of the gun. If you're teaching them about you don't use it for this or that or blah, blah, blah. Because that's what other people do.
Yeah.
And I'm saying sometimes I think the common denominator for some black people, and I wish I could have a title for these black people who are not necessarily human beings, because they get lumped in with the black people who say they are human beings and that we are the original people. And I'm not dissing, I'm just saying it makes me really upset when we're always second guessing ourselves on simple shit. But if you understand slavery, you'll understand that that part of you that does that comes right out of being made to feel like you were not a human being. Let's get to these comments, sis.
You're making me think about Dr. Joy DeGruy, her body of work. She talks about that.
Where do we stop off at? Do you know?
I'm right here, Eddie.
You got it?
I'm right here.
We need, okay.
We need to be at the gun range and our children.
Right on.
That's right. Melody says, hey ladies, it is real. Just yesterday I was thinking we need to have capoeira classes.
Right on.
Which is great exercise, but also teaches them self-defense.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
Also, this is also Melody. Also, educate on how to care for guns and how to store them safely in their homes. Yeah, we had a class in Sankofa for that.
Right on. Let me say this before you let comment. Here in El Grove, one Sunday morning, me and Brother Keon went to go get a truck to move some stuff, and it was next to a gun range. Okay, we get there, there's a whole bunch of white men in there with those trucks with the where you carry stuff on. They all got out with their guns, and they get ready to go into the shooting range. This is Sunday morning. So black folks, we praying, listening, preaching, signifying, and preaching. They at the damn shooting range. But you know who the second group was behind them going in there? Asians. Keep reading.
So, Khadijah says, you know my opinion about guns. Y'all better get trained, armed, and ready. Feel free. I think she's saying to include me to join any Saturday. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah,
right
I'm
on.
with that.
Another Michael just came up with a comment. Okay, so here's my everything in nature unapologetically protects itself. Okay, except the dead Negroes who are dying anyways without a fight. Right on, bruh. Right on. Okay, you ain't getting nothing on yours. Okay, I'm sorry. That's why you got to bring your laptop.
Yeah.
Sister Renika said, we need to bear arms. It's our constitutional right. Okay, wait a minute. You sound like them conservative people. No, I'm messing with you, sis. I agree. I'm just being silly. We need to be properly trained and train our youngins. I agree. That's what I'm saying. That's what other groups do.
Yeah.
Their kids are not afraid of guns. And it should be a part of the conversation. I think that we have this thing of pumping fear in our young people around the gun control issue.
Yeah, because all of that mandatory sentences that they give when they find a gun.
But why? See how immediately we talked about why that is? That applies to white kids too.
They don't get the same sentence.
No,
you know that
no,
they don't
by
get
law.
the same.
No, here's the thing though. See, that's what I'm saying. When you're a human being, you have to act like it applies to everybody. Now you don't pull your privilege card out until the shit happens to you. Then you go into your privilege.
I get the point you're trying to make, Queen. You know I get it. But let's be honest and realistic. You know that they don't get the same stuff.
But here's my thing. I cannot be concerned about what they get and what I get. I have to be concerned to infuse my privileged mindset to act like I'm an American, damn it.
Okay, Queen.
Because that's what they do.
Okay.
And we have to sit here and say, guys, we can't leave on Monday night because Monday night is the night we count the cone. We can't leave on Wednesday night because Wednesday night prayer meeting. We can't be thinking about shit like that. We leaving, right?
I got you, Queen.
Right.
I got
you. You see the other comments?
Okay,
I'm sorry, Brother Michael. Brother Michael said I meant to say scared to death. I got you. I'm sorry. I'm reading right up off the page.
I'm still on
Did you froze? No, I don't know what that. Okay, I don't know what's going on with you, but I can see it right over now. All right, yeah. So I have to reset it. My phone be tripping like that too. All right, y'all. Look. So gun control. What I'm learning is that's a good topic because people want to talk about it, and I just feel like we have to remember that we're human beings. And, you know, because here's the thing. I don't hear no black people talking about gun control when they put their kids in the military. I never hear them say, well, look here.
Yeah.
Guns are not our friend. You go in there, you learn how to load and reload and unload and clean and all that shit. Mm-hmm. So, you know, give me a break. Like, unless we need permission for people to tell us that we can do stuff. And then if you do, you're not a human being. You're kind of like a computer.
Right.
Or with no artificial intelligence. Damn. All right, look. So while we're talking about that, there's a state representative, and I think she's in Ohio, who wants to make it a felony when white people call the police on black folks.
Oh, that would be divine. I got a comment. Let me get it before I jump off, y'all. Go ahead. Okay, so this is Queen Melody. She said, my point is humanity. The expression of being treated as a human being is not the same for us melanated people.
I don't disagree with that, but I also think the mindset is I'm not trying to consider what other people see me as. I agree with you, and I know that that's real, but I also think the trick is to not let their definition be my definition too. So if they don't see us as human beings, that's on them. How do I see myself? That's all I was trying to say with that.
No, and Queen, I get you. I I understand that, yeah. And I get you. Get that. But we also have to I get what Queen is saying too.
That's what you just said.
Right. Because this is why we have so many people in jail.
But you're gonna go to jail anyway.
Not if I'm white.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to it. So take your mind off of white people and what they got. This is a hard trick. This is a Jedi mind trick, y'all. It's a Jedi mind trick. Look. When I was in Kentucky with Javon one year, and we was around a whole bunch of white people who probably is sisters and brothers, and now they got kids and shit for centuries, honest to God, I could have been in my scary black self and been like, well, he can't stop and ask for direction. These are the white people these are the Hatfields and McCoys. I mean, these are some real toothless, crazy-ass white people. But no, I have to go in there as a white woman in my mind, like, oh my God, we're so lost. Like, I even was talking like that. The shit was hilarious. J. was like, your ass is crazy. But the thing of it is that freedom takes a lot of you thinking out the box. Yeah. If I had to always think about how white people see me, sometimes the white people don't even know that. That's why it's beautiful when one of us get to acting like they act and know the shit, it shocks the shit out of them. Because if you're really going to be a human being, you don't have to wait for them to tell you you're a human being. That, to me, was the beauty of Harriet Tubman going for freedom. She didn't say, I have to wait for him to feel that I deserve to be free. God damn it, I'm going to be free. And if you catch me, so the fuck what? But at least I can say I tried. Had we lost our ability to believe in hope? Had we lost our ability to believe that because I really believe, I know that I'm a descendant of the original people.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that in
without
my core
question.
being.
Yeah,
which sometimes that's a lonely road because I'll be looking at other Negroes like you too, but they'll be like, no, because then white people, what about them? Like, some of us are just slaves. Like, just call it what it is. However, I know that the laws may not see us all the same way, but I also watch other groups come to America and make their own goddamn laws. And that's why you don't see police in Chinatown. You don't see police all over Franklin Boulevard.
Yeah, they have their own stuff.
I'm just saying. So I think, have we forgotten that we have the ability to do it? And even if we did it before, God damn it, you keep doing it till you get it right.
Yeah, I get you.
Because what else do you have? And I know that. I know white people. I know this system. But damn it, because I know it, I'm gonna outsmart it. I believe that I and my ancestors and they survived these people, and I damn sure can survive these people. To me, it's a no-brainer. Now, surviving black folks, that's a little trickier. She also goes to say, but I feel you, Sister Melanie, she also goes to say gun control has big dollars attached to it. The NRA has billions to move around. I agree. But the way you outbeat billions is that you just got to, again, have some courage. And I agree with that. They always had it. I mean, they've always had billions in resources. And think about this. Here is a group of people who've come to a place, killed the original native people of the place. Very few of them are left. I'm not talking about the white people who say they mix with Indian. I'm talking about pure blood Native Americans.
And you're not
There's
talking about the
very few of them.
Philippians.
And I ain't talking, no, I'm not. And I'm not talking about niggas who be like, excuse me, black people who feel like, well, we're all in, no, don't be disrespecting my ancestors. Goddamn, my ancestors came from Africa. And I'm okay with that. So just say make a goddamn I statement. So they came and killed those people all. Then when they decided they didn't want to work, they went and got Africans, who they knew were strong. Now let's talk about this damn DNA. So they knew that Africans were very strong.
Right.
I mean, because hell, who can survive that goddamn boat ride we got over here? And then got over here and got branded, they branded us and then made us work from sun up to sundown. They didn't go ask Native people to do that shit. They came and got our strong asses. Okay, and then with the Asians, they had to work on the goddamn railroad. So they had pimped damn near every group they come in contact with. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you know what I mean? So I think sometimes you have to really know who we're dealing with. Right. But I also believe that we're so brilliant and resilient that there's ways around these people. Yeah. You can always outslick the dollar. I'm always amazed when I see communities that remained all white, like I'm in Chicago, and I see certain areas that remain with the ethnic group. Mm-hmm. Do you think they got top dollar for their house? Or did they undersell it so they wouldn't sell it to you? That's something to think about. Mm-hmm. But we be trying I'm selling my house to whoever, because you don't have no you ain't bought into nothing that's about yourself.
Right.
So you're like, I got to make at least another $25,000 on this house, and then you sell it to some people. Then but they gonna make sure they don't sell it to you, and they'll take that little bit of loss.
Right. Because the code is like the code over everything. Right. I get that. We got a comment. You want me to read it before we get off? Okay. Exactly, Queens. It is mindset and perspective. Right we might also have to love ourselves enough. Oh, Lord, to stop jumping. Enough to take care of ourselves, which includes understanding how to use and care for a weapon. My dad said, if you are going to carry a weapon, be prepared to use it when needed. When we discuss security, it includes fear. We are the ones who need protection. No one is coming to save us.
Right on.
So yes, Queens, we need to be prepared to protect ourselves. I'm totally with that.
Me too.
I'm ready to go to the range too.
Yeah, right on.
Okay,
right
so I get you, Queen. I stayed thinking outside the box. Yet reality still is our people get over sentenced daily and gunned down by police frequently. Right.
Casualties of war. Casualties, even though I hate the word casualties, there's nothing casual about it, nothing like that. But still, that's the, when you're in war, you lose people. That's what I'm saying. I think we don't know we're in a war. So we'll be up here like, oh my God, they're going to lock us up. Well, goddamn it, you're going to get locked up anyway. Hell, they locked us up for walking down the street and not having a job. So we've always gotten locked the hell up. This ain't no new phenomenon. But when you're thinking in the war strategy, that is a casualty of war. And I don't mean to say it like that. I don't have time to think about woulda, coulda, shoulda. I want to worry about what we gonna get done, what is did. That's it for me. But right on, brother. Go ahead.
Okay, so Michael says we must check how we address each other.
Right
when
on.
we call each other, I hate this. And when we call each other bitches, hoes, dogs, bastards, and fuck boys, baby mamas, and baby daddies.
Ooh, that fuck boy term is like disgusting. But go ahead.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah,
somebody can break
like
that.
a hoe. Like,
when
you
fuck okay.
My kids use that at school.
Oh, okay. We will not value and protect what we don't respect. And sadly, we call each other these things in front the world via social media, music, TV, and movies. We can't expect proper treatment from others until we display proper treatment of ourselves.
Right on, Brother Michael. I agree with everything you said. I agree with everything you said. I didn't know either, but I agree with everything. But I also know when I hear people use those terms, I had a situation with my classes where a girl called a girl a community girl. I thought that was so nice. That was a way of calling her a hoe or a bop. And she called her a community girl.
She
sounded so cute. Yeah. She said she's a community girl. And so the interesting thing, after I got them, it was over some BS, but I had to explain to the young lady that these are two beautiful, dark-skinned black girls. They both had dimples. I love dimples. I always wanted dimples. But anyway, so after we went through the BS, I had to explain to her that every time you call someone something like that, it's really a reflection of yourself. You couldn't use when you call a girl a community girl, you know, it's just a way of calling, it was a nice way of calling her about. But how does that affect even you? Because when you tear her down, you really tear yourself down. And my thing is, even if you met someone and they was this so-called community girl, what's going on with her that she's even a community girl? Now we have to have some compassion and empathy for each other. Right. So I had to get them to understand it, which they did. But it was just like, you just come up with other creative ways. But the community girl, that was just so cute, because I had never heard that. Like, that's like, community girl, I mean, she works for the community? You know, because I'm quite older than they are. They're going to be my kids.
Or she's free-hearted.
Yeah, but it was just that, at least she was hot. At least she didn't come straight out and call her that. You know, community girl. So that was just cute. But I feel like, you know, we use all of these terms because we got some stuff going on with us, and we also live in a society like never before where black folks would tune in to you doing a whole bunch of mess and cussing each other out like all these reality shows, but will not show up for the goddamn parent-teacher conference. You know, will not show up to walk their kid to school. This is male and female. I'm just saying. Well, we'll be tuning into those reality shows. Look at Jocelyn, TJ, or whatever. I don't even know the people's names. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I tune in because my girls watch. I'm like, what the hell are they watching? But after a while, I can't watch shit like that because my brain is not on jello. So I just can't tune into that shit. I got too much fucking work to do, first of all, to even be watching this shit all the time. I listen to a lot of podcasts because I'm working.
Yeah, I like podcasts.
You know what I'm saying? I listen, but I can't be like, oh my God. So I'm saying all that to say that there is something going on with us that our children also get to see, that we think that it's important, that those people are important because we watch them all and we don't watch them. We don't walk to the park. We don't do, you don't have to have money to do stuff with your children. So what I find when young people say, if we could just spend more time together when they do my questionnaire, what I want to see improved about my family is for us to spend more time. That always gets me.
A conversation.
A
conversation, yeah.
Yeah, that always gets me. Right on, brother. You got more comments, Nigga?
No, I got...
okay, I think we're good.
No,
So that brings me to this next one. Do y'all think that this should be a felony every time a white person calls the cops on a black person? And it be meaningless, like the girl selling water in front of my house, the black dude looking at me out my window, somebody standing out here.
A felony.
It's a black person standing out here being loud on the phone.
Do people do that?
They do that at the pharmacy, but I don't call the police on them. I mean, shit. Even though it's a big ass sign that say, please don't use your cell phone. You know, when there's two places. There's two places I don't use my cell phone in public: the bank and when I'm at the pharmacy. I mean, unless I'm somewhere else. But the main thing, you know, when I'm counting money, I can't hear nothing you got to say.
I need it.
Or if I'm dealing with money, like if I'm in a grocery store to pay my bill, I would just have to say, you got to hold on, pay my bill. You know, whatever. But this, you know, when I'm interaction with money and medicine, I don't be on the phone. Like, that's big, disrespectful. Then I get home and take the wrong shit, and then my head messed up. It's like, I know, what did you do? While I was on the phone, they can wait because ain't nothing that important. We got free minutes these days. It ain't like you on a payphone and you only got 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's common sense stuff you usually learn from your granny and them, but you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know how y'all feel about that in terms of that being a felony. But I think that would take some of the horse. And I think sometimes people who make those phone calls, too, are more like poor-ass, insignificant-ass white people. That's where class going to come in at with white people. There's be white people who ain't even important, because all white people have, even if you're a dirty, toothless, stank-ass white person, what you have is whiteness, because whiteness is valuable to them. they know the cops is gonna come. It reminded me of that scene in Good Times, because I watched Good Times, and in Martin. So I was in Martin. They had called the police because the plumber died, and the cops started asking, "Were y'all black or white?" And he was asking them questions like, "What do you put on a sandwich?" And if you say mayonnaise, they knew you was white. Or if you said, you have to give the white people's answer. And then I came to the one about what you put on your food, and Cole yelled out hot sauce. The police hung up.
Oh my God.
Oh shit! And then there was one on Good Times where they tried to say like it was a white person or whatever, so the police would come. I'm sorry, y'all, but we laugh about shit like that.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. But you know that's what they told us when we were growing up. If we needed the police right away. I don't even think I ever had to call the police growing up. But if we needed the police right away, this is what you say. You said that a white person was involved and that the white person was getting hurt.
Yeah.
Now you go to jail for that, huh? For lying.
No, the police may come. So
this is something.
Okay, so
this right here.
So I don't know how many of y'all know. You want to announce this? You can announce it. You can get the paper to do it.
Okay.
Peace, Sister Danielle.
Peace.
Mother.
I
I'm
know,
sorry,
newlyweds.
I said mother, who knows? Hey.
Oh, maybe something going on in the
atmosphere.
Y'all. Miss Elaine Brown, ex-Black Panther, although I don't know if you could ever be an ex, but maybe. Elaine Brown awarded $4 million.
Flipping in and tells you, I think it's, I don't know if it's punitive or I don't know, but it's on the back.
Punitive damages, the Philadelphia Tribune.
Which is a black newspaper in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
The jury found Oakland Councilwoman Delcy Brooks should pay, this is something else.
No, is that it?
$550,000 to Elaine Brown, who was injured after Brooks pushed her during a 2015 confrontation at a restaurant. The same jury last month found that Brooks was acting as a city employee and decided Oakland should pay Brown $3.8 million in damages. The San Francisco Chronicle reported Tuesday. Jurors found that Brooks pushed Brown, who tumbled over a stack of books and suffered bruises and had to have surgery for a torn rotator cuff.
Wow. Okay, actively, y'all may be looking at this all wrong. Right.
I feel grateful to the jury for understanding that this wasn't an issue of two black women fighting in a bar, Brown said Monday. This was someone who was an elected official who abused her power. Brooks, who has been a member of Oakland City Council for 5 years, said the verdict was disappointed but not unexpected.
So how y'all feel about that? I think that was it. Oh, that's it. That's just a picture of her.
Yeah, that's a picture of her when she was young.
She was young. So how y'all feel about that? Was Elaine Brown, Sista, ex-Panther, it says on here. I'm right, I don't know if you can ever be ex-anything in a movement like that, but who knows. But I'm glad she got that, because I do think that in the world of law, everybody should be held accountable to it. I don't know if she'd have got that a white man pushed over some books, but because you can never leave the race out. I know some people who are partially black like that, like you could just drop black down and then be two women. But in America, you are that first part first.
I'm trying to understand what would make you, and you know me, I'm always like, what happened? What would make you push this elder?
I don't know.
I don't even know. It don't even matter
this woman, so Melanie is saying 15 years on the city council and vice mayor Oakland. So that's who the woman is that pushed her. So she don't sound like she's a youngin' herself. I'm just saying, I don't know if she's
what
older
happened?
Brown.
What happened to make what happened?
Girl, I don't know. Maybe she wanted to say girl and she fell over. I don't know. I don't know. But it ain't the system money, it's the city's money, which ended up being the people's money.
Right.
So I guess she got some people's money back. That's one way of looking at it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, y'all. I don't know. I'm not into politics like that. I don't know. But, at least she, I don't know. I guess you ought to think about putting your hands on people.
Queen Melody says she knows better. It was over housing.
Okay, thank you. I don't think
Thank you. Yeah, because it didn't even give us, because I'm trying to figure it out. But even still, it was, So was there a debate about housing in Oakland? I know Elaine Brown does. I know she has a nonprofit organization, I believe, that helps. Oh, maybe it was about housing for.
Put something else on there. Thank you for educating us, sister, because I don't really know much about that. I tried to.
Okay, so Melody says that is so shameful that City Council member Delcy Woods perpetrated or perpetuated upon Black Panther activists and Everett and Jones. Oh, this happened to Everett and Jones.
Oh, it's the Black barbecue spot.
Okay, I know that. Okay, yeah. I know that spot. Wow. She hurt that queen. Okay. Well, I know it had to be physically, and I would imagine emotionally. If your sister like, ooh, why you, ooh.
But see, I don't know if people see each other as sisters. So you said, that's sister, but maybe she didn't really see her as her sister.
Dang it, you knocked her over the thing like that?
Yeah, there ain't using no books.
So something was happening
then,
huh?
Yeah. I guess for me, I do feel sad when I see two Black women going at anything. But, that's usually the way it is. Like, if you arguing with a white person, and they be like, you know what, let me pull out somebody Black to get with your ass, because I don't feel like talking to you. And then that's when they go, it happens all the time in Men's Faircon. He start talking about something, they go get like a Black person, probably somebody his skin complexion sometimes. Or sometimes a little dark-skinned Negro, sometimes they be really brainwashed, like, I'm going to prove to you that I'm with y'all. I don't give a damn what I look like. So that happens a lot. I mean, for real, they really do go find other Black people to go toe-to-toe with you. So, I don't know.
Khadijah said, you see Khadijah?
I didn't see her comment.
Khadijah said, why are we talking about this next?
Okay. Because it was hot news, Khadijah. Because, she got $4 million, but I didn't realize a lot of that was punitive damages. And then, it's really the $550,000. Maybe that's what she's going to get in cash. I don't understand.
How you reduce
Can somebody tell me what punitive damages is?
Why would you get award 3.8 and you only get 550?
That sound like a lottery. Like when you can get the $4 million over 4 million years, or you can take this big cash. I don't know, y'all. Somebody help me out. I'm being so silly right now, but I do think like y'all, that is something to really, really think about.
Why did Danielle say, shoot, push me?
So I have to ask y'all this out there, listen, what do y'all think when we have Black people who are on the opposite side of what we think Black people need in general? Like, for instance, so when you hear Black people standing up trying to get something for Black folks, anything that really targets us, for us to have, and then you'll have some other Black people saying, that's segregation. You have to learn with everyone else, or why do you want to separate us? And I be wanting to say, no, we're going to trade you. Like, you go on over to them, call up the clans and see if they can, What do we do with people like that? No, honestly, what do we do with Black people who hold up progress because they are so afraid of leaving their master?
I think that we just have to work around them. I really believe that segregation is how we lost so much stuff. It's how we lost that drive and that need to have our own supermarkets, to have our own banks, to have our own everything that we need, everything that everybody else has. I mean, and you know me, I don't hate white people. I don't hate anybody. But I do love Black people.
I do. I hate real dumb-ass people that just hold on progress. I do.
I think that we gonna
I ain't afraid of guns, and I'm not afraid of hate. Let's just be honest.
I'm
afraid of mice, though.
I'm afraid of those. You can have it.
But I just feel like, what do we do with those people? Like, because I think, like, at the end of the day, we're going to have to look at what do we do with them. Do they get branded? Like, do they have to have numbers? Or they get branded on the show like this is a self-hating Negro, so we don't, what I mean? I don't know, y'all. I'm just being silly.
We're going to have to work around them. Straight like that. We're going to have to work around them. Let me see. Okay, where are we at?
See Khadijah yet? Khadijah, give them right there.
Give they ass to them completely. They have to go, period, point blank.
You got to read that and they take it here.
Okay, give they ass to them completely. They have to go, period, point blank. I heard that. Danielle says we have to organize them and magnify our narrative and say explicitly that they don't speak for us, right?
Right on.
That's right. That's right. Danielle and Queen Khadijah. Brother Michael says integration is the biggest enemy of our people.
Right on, because everybody else is segregated and they come,
Khadijah said, Dana, hell no, we not working around them.
She said, I'll organize them. Got you.
Right, we got you, Danielle.
So that brings me to this. So keep that in mind, y'all. So here's the other thing. I was watching Lord Jamal.
Brother Michael says, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's.
Right on.
And Khadijah says, they will cause us more harm later.
That's real talk. Game of Thrones. I'm just saying, they don't believe in people. I mean, it's kind of gory, but I understand it.
It's scary. No,
I was watching the Guy cast, and they were talking about when black women wear weaves and mean they don't love themselves. I need to hear y'all opinion. I was still listening to it when I was driving in today. But so Raw Digger was basically saying that black women wear the weaves because they wear them for black men. I don't know if that's true or not.
I've heard that too, but I do know that is a sore topic for women
wear weaves?
For women that wear weaves. They don't want you talking about wondering why they wear weaves.
Really?
Yeah, that's a sore topic because we talk about that in the beauty supply place, and so I don't know. You think it's that they don't love themselves? So that's the same. What about women that press their hair?
They can't. They talk about Madam C.J. Walker. So here's the thing. I think some of us hate ourselves any goddamn way. So let's just be honest. I don't think it needs to be here. Some people wear weaves in their hair because they don't want to comb their real hair. Shit, y'all don't know. Doing your hair sometimes is tiring. Like I have a niece who does natural hairstyles. She puts a lot of time into her hair. Her hair is beautiful, but she doing her hair is not like no hour affair. Like she really, puts the oils and the botanicals in it, and she really gets into it.
Yeah.
But then there's also, like he said, when he sees the dark skinned sister with blonde hair, he'd be like, "What the fuck?" Now I ain't gonna lie, I've done that sometimes. Not out loud, like sis. I'm like, "Oh, hey." I would say to her, "You look so beautiful," because I feel like she's screaming to say I look beautiful.
Or what about? Remember the? Well, no. Well, I remember that you and I were at a place one time and we seen a lady that I think she might have even been darker than me. And remember she looked around, her eyes was blue?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, and it's so funny because I was trying to.
That shit's a mental illness.
I was trying to help her, and when she turned around, girl, it threw me out. But I don't know. Hey, okay, we got comments.
We're going to come back to that, Sister Allegra.
Peace, Sister Allegra. Okay. They are confused. They have brought into the lie sold to us through colonialism. It's time for a real conversation about healing from our broken village. Okay? Khadijah says that those people then become a casualty of war.
Right on.
And Danielle was telling us to tell the truth. Danielle also goes on to say, listen, when my hair is pressed, brothers come out the woodwork.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. When it's natural and braided, twisted, and dope.
White men come out the woodwork.
It be crickets. But I found a brother that loves my natural, so it's all good. Oh, good. That's so good.
With that.
But you know what? There was something that said that people that wear natural hair, that they're the smartest. That other people will assume that they are the most intellectual.
I think it's really sad that we cannot be our authentic selves. And I think for me, it takes me back to slavery, where that's where we, for a lot of us, learned that who we were was not good. And I think that's why I have a hard time having certain conversations with people if they don't really look like me or they're very I don't think they can really understand what it's like to be in certain people's shoes. And I think black folks think it's more like, we don't act like that, but even in their own, the way that they talk, they contribute to a lot of that. Like, we don't even listen to the shit that come out of our mouth when we talk about good hair, and we still be using those kind of, nappy hair. And like I had this piece in my hair because I had braids, and then, and somebody said, they asked me my real hair because it was very nappy. I love nappy hair. And the person said, that ain't your real nappy hair? And I said, this is not my real good hair. I called it good. Because I felt like,
I started using dominant.
Oh, yeah, I use dominant, too.
Yeah, I got that
But I just felt like she was really confused that I would want to put coarse hair or dominant hair and not recessive hair on my hair. That was kind of deep. Because
That
for
was.
me, it's like I don't feel like combing my hair every day. I think that's why I had locks for 15 years. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, I feel like the thing about hair is some of us, but I'm not wearing my hair like that to catch no man. I'm not trying to front with y'all. I just do it because I'm lazy and I don't want to comb my own hair.
Yeah.
That's my truth. But
Well,
I mean,
I press my hair. It's easy. My lifestyle is so busy, so it's just easy to just put a scarf on it, take the scarf off. I'm not trying to do it to catch no man either.
Right.
Yeah.
But Lord Jamal, who
But the
reminds me a
natural
lot
hair
of
is
Brother
beautiful.
Keon, he was basically saying, no black man, y'all not going to put that on us. Don't be doing it for us. That they're not to blame for us wearing blonde weaves and shit.
I don't know how we do the blonde weave, but I know people do it.
Well, it
So-
looks good. It looks good on Mary J. Blige. It looks good on Nene Leakes. I'm going to lie. I think it looks good on them, honestly. It kind of looks like it's their hair. I mean, that's just me, y'all. I feel like they wear their blonde nice. I'm not saying you have to. You know, even though I was going to say, black people have blonde hair too. Yeah,
people
but
do
that's
say
not
that.
the dominant though.
Yeah.
That's the recessive end. But that's a
Do
whole.
it
we're
how
not gonna
you
get
wanna
to
do
dominant,
it, sis.
recessive, but that's get to the.
Okay, yeah, I just think, sis, you should do it how you want to do it, but we got to build. So, however you do it.
Right on.
Allegra says, did we read this
Yes,
already?
you did. You down
Okay.
to Khadijah. Don't
Okay,
put it
so
on-
Khadijah, don't put that on the black man. Black women wear weaves because they want to. You can wear a weave or wig to accentuate your own look, and nobody would know.
That's true.
But when you have, how come I can't? Okay, but when you have it past your butt and it's blonde, you look a mess, sis.
Now, hold on before you get to the next comment. So I hear you, Khadijah, but I also think, who do we know that have blonde hair past their butt that we could be emulating? Because I do think some black women, maybe not me and you, but some, and I see this with a lot of girls, some of us are emulating what we think the standard of beauty is, and it's not us. So I don't see them, except for this putting that stuff in your ass. I don't know where that comes from. But
What is that? What?
The fake butts. I don't know what that's
Oh.
about, because, I just didn't get that. I mean, I'm a black woman, but I didn't get the typical black woman butt. I wish I did, but I didn't get that.
Yeah.
But I do think we are emulating maybe Farrah Fawcett. See, I'm just saying, I grew up in the 70s, so I remember Crystal Gale and people like that with hair all the way down to the damn floor. The solid gold black lady with the braids up there, solid gold. Why was her braids so damn long? And that's one of my favorite dancers, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's okay to be like, some of us are emulating a people who would, what boys say, they made us love their wealth and hate ourselves. That's something to think about.
That is
Go ahead,
something to
keep
think
that
about
next
it.
one.
Okay, so Renika says, it's my opinion we should stop this weave trend and all love, embrace our natural beauty.
Right on.
And then Renika says, I prefer my natural hair, and people always ask me, am I mixed? Rather I wear it wet, which it's curly. If I wear it straight, some think it's a weave. People actually put their hand in my hair and think it's a weave. It's irritating that people think all our hair coarse is supposed to be nappy. And so Khadijah says, we know it's the imagery in the videos, the reality shows, and white women.
Right on. Since there's no full example, when you look at black reality shows, you show me a full black, dark-skinned black girl on any black reality TV show, I'll wait.
Okay, I'm trying to think, because
Basketball Wives. Show me a dark-skinned black girl on Basketball Wives.
What
I mean,
about-
really
what's her
down
name?
south dark-skinned black girl. Go ahead.
What about, what's her name, Kenya? Is she still on TV, y'all?
Kenya.
That lady, remember they said she rented the boyfriend? What's her name?
Oh, she used to be Miss America.
Oh,
She used to be Miss America, and I always thought she was beautiful until I seen her on a reality show. I was like, this chick is ridiculous.
Well, she wasn't as intelligent as
I thought too,
Yeah.
me too. So that's one. I'll give Kenya that. Even though she probably don't think she black like that, but yeah. But I mean, I'll give it to her. She was dark skinned. That's why I thought she was just so beautiful.
I got one, and I'm gonna try not to say it without laughing.
Shit. Who? I Love New York.
That's
Not
still
one
come
time.
on?
No, but I remember one time she checked somebody on colorism. See,
Jackie,
she wasn't that stupid, but go ahead.
Jackie Christie.
Oh, Khadijah. Is she? I don't know who she is. Doug Christie's wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just guessed Christie.
I think that's
Is it? I don't know.
yeah, that's her name, Jackie, right?
I don't know. Wait, we got some comments coming
Okay,
in.
let's see.
I don't know. Kenya is not real. You know, I'm saying, see, I was saying when she won the Miss USA, I remember like saying, wow, this is a black woman. She's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, but when I said on the reality show, I was like, wow, this chick is an airhead. But, Jennifer Williams.
Who is Jennifer Williams,
has
queen?
real hair. Okay, what show is she on, sis? What show is she? And
Yeah.
I want to put up a picture of a dark. I can't do that on here. I wanted to show y'all what I think dark skin, because some of y'all think brown people is light skin. Some of y'all think that dark people is light skin.
You don't need a picture. I'm dark skin.
Okay, so this dark skin right here.
This is
and
dark
I'm the second
skin.
dark skin. No,
It's levels to it. Y'all know that. This is dark.
No, I gotta say that. That's the original. I ain't gonna somebody say I'm black. That'd be the person who you don't even look like they fucking black. Tell you like that. But I'm just saying. So we know that there's different realities. But even when I see, because they're very reality TV shows is what a lot of our kids wear. I mean, listen to. Okay, we get this one. Keep talking.
Okay, so wait. So Khadijah say, hell no, she not real. So Danielle says, yeah, Kenya crazy and fits the stereotype.
Who is it?
Yeah, Kenya got a problem. Well, at least unless she changed. And Khadijah says, none of them are dark skinned, in her opinion. Okay, so she's saying none of them is dark skinned. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Then I don't know. I guess y'all right. Okay, so the point has been proven.
So that's all I'm saying. I'm saying we're talking about imagery. I'm not saying, but some people look to imagery. Like even when I look, this is another good example. When I look on YouTube or Facebook and they have the makeup tutorials, why do people be dark skinned and then before it's over, they light skinned? With the makeup and the contouring.
Did you see that thing that they did on Beyonce? They said how she's gotten lighter over the years.
I don't give a shit about Beyonce. No disrespect, I don't know B. I said like I don't know Beyonce. I don't know her. I just felt like, but since I was younger when she was out before, I just thought her imagery was always damaging to black girls that were dark. Because you could clearly see, or even this new rapper, that's another thing. They're talking about this new rapper who reminds them of Erykah Badu. I think she's a Muslim or whatever. But she was very light skinned. I'm like, see, I wouldn't have looked at her twice because I feel like you can't tell me about some deep shit and you ain't in the deep darkest of the struggle. For me, there's always these people think they need to be our representative. We got to address our colorism, because if a dark-skinned girl come out and do the same thing she did, we wouldn't even be giving her play. So that's how black people do colorism. But we'll be quick to point out with white people, but we don't point out when we do it. We act like, no, it's different. It's different. No, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. We have colorism issues. And that's why I can understand sometimes when really chocolate little sisters be wanting to be with other groups, because maybe they get treated better. Maybe they are just the black girl, but when you with black people, we have different levels of black. We still saying good hair and shit like that. We still saying stuff like that.
Yeah, and fair skin.
Yeah, fair. Who the hell still says that? Like, there's not even a crayon named Fair in the damn box, We were doing songs yesterday from sitcoms. It was really funny. We knew some people watched hella TV back in the day. And we were doing the Brady Bunch, and I didn't even realize one of the lyrics says there was 3 girls, all of them
with
had hair of gold. Blonde is not gold or yellow, because that's not even blonde, that's yellow. But, I mean, Lord Jesus. So anyway,
and the boys didn't, huh?
No, they was like, it was 3 men, 4 men, they were living all together, yet they were all alone and some bullshit like that. But I'm saying, but we have to always constantly deal with this decoding of colorism within our own community. And we don't want to talk about that, because it's easy to talk about the white man and the devil, and they don't do us right, and they do this to us, but black folks, we still think we got good texture hair and shit like that. We don't want people talk like that. I mean, honestly, where it's acceptable, then you turn on the black TV, and then there we are right there backing up the stereotypes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you'll tell me, like, Izili, whatever her damn name is, the one who went on Wild Night, she was crying and shit because they did colorism jokes. But you know what the sad part is? With Nick Cannon, I don't know how we expect for Nick to understand shit, because he didn't even pick no dark black woman to have his children. But that's another story. But what it is that we don't want to look at that was offensive, that they talked, a lot of the jokes they made about her was about her skin color.
Cool. A lot of jokes they made.
Ziggy, I can't even say her goddamn name. Azalea, what's her name? Shit. Khadijah, you out there, please get on.
I know, Khadijah know a lot about,
she telling us. Well, I'm saying, so they were talking about it, and she was basically offended. I guess she started crying or whatever a while now, but she probably shouldn't have went on that motherfucker, because they just no whole bars. But then she pointed out something about how all the women on there are skinny, all of them are light skinned. I mean, she broke down all this shit. So myself, that's why she never took her ass on there. But that's just me. I just feel like when I know that black people are very color struck, I gets the hell away from them. I don't come to your shit. I don't do nothing with you. I will never give you a platform or highlight you or nothing. I don't give a fuck. That has to die along with white supremacy. So black folks supporting white supremacy, but in blackface, that colorism has to die. And I ain't talking about, well, dark-skinned people don't treat me right as a light-skinned person. Get the fuck out of here. You know what that gonna get? That ain't gonna stop you from being on the TV or on BET or no shit like that. We talking about real supremacy. But go ahead.
Right. So Khadijah says that she knows her sister. And then Khadijah also says, yes, Lord, check out Joey Star. Dark-skinned sis. Her music is inspiring and uplifting, but she gets no play. Okay, so I'm going to look her up. And then... Joy Star, okay. Yeah. And then Danielle says Azalea Banks.
Thank you. Because I was like, Ziggy.
Because I was going to say Ziggy is a white woman, right? Okay. Yeah. And so Danielle says she is the dark-skinned version of Cardi B, but she gets the bad rep.
So here we go. Great case in point. But I also say you can look at Beyonce. You can look at, what's my other sister from the Caribbean? Ella, yay. Like, she don't even fucking sing, but her, you said it, Rihanna. I mean, I look at all of them, and then it's like, wow, like, you ain't gonna tell me your complexion doesn't determine where you go in black culture and black music. When I look at dark-skinned people, like the actress that we love, Lupita, that wasn't really due to us, y'all. I hate to tell y'all that. She didn't come through the African-American ranks, and thank God, because she wouldn't have got it. That brother who put her in 12 Years a Slave, he's from England, and even though he's married to a white woman, I mean, he put her on. Like, he knew enough about being, because they're all Africans, honestly, like they're first generations or whatever. But her beauty, and then she opened the door to all these other African actresses from the continent who would have got no play with black people in America, because we are so sick with color. We think that the representative we always have to consider white people being comfortable. We think mixed people or buffer race people is the answer to us, but we don't get until you ask the question, why are we wearing blonde hair? Why are we lightening our skin? Why are we doing all these things? And I think that's a line that we don't want to look at, because that has something to do with how we deliver goods to ourselves. And at some point in the day, you can't always be blaming white people for the shit you continue to carry on. I know that's not popular, but oh well.
Okay.
All right. So as we get ready to get this wrap up in, any comments or questions on that? Anything on there?
No, I think we covered everything. I think we covered everything. So, Cardi B, you like Cardi B?
No, I don't listen to none of that stuff. Yeah. I found out yesterday that she used to be a stripper. Let me tell you, that's why I love this guy cast.
She said
Laura Jamal was talking about when she used to be on this kind of blog thing, and she used to be a stripper, and she had fucked up teeth, and he said she would say, well, your man ain't thinking about that when I'm on his pipe and all that. So she was to be very that's how she came to fame.
Oh, really?
See, I didn't know that, because I don't really know her like that. I just don't think a lot of them, for me, are like talented enough to give them my time. I'm not trying to be funny. I want to hear something that moves the soul. But other people like her. I think we love going for an underdog, even when an underdog is going to be our demise in imagery. So we'll go for you because that's what black people do. We like shit. We like, some of us. We like shit. We like bottom feeders. We like roaches. We always like the motherfucker at the little. No expectations, though. No expectations. We'll go for you with no expectations. And that shit is so irritating. So I thought that we have to separate ourselves. Like, there's got to be different forms of who we are.
Okay, we got another comment. Okay, so Khadijah says, you teach and says, I'll look at the shows Tyler Perry produced. Yeah. And the shows on OWN Network, and they're always a dark-skinned and light-skinned sister. And the dark-skinned sister is always laborer, and the light sister always has a long hair in the intelligent.
I love Oprah, but she's famous for it too on the OWN Network.
We keep the bullshit going.
Yes, we do. But then we be like, the white man, and I hate to say this, sometimes the white man give breaks to people who can't get them from the black folks who's supposed to be giving them.
Yeah.
That's why I know in a way, and this is going to sound fucked up, y'all. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. But for some people, it's kind of like watching Apocalypto, and when the white boy had to, not the white boy, the Indian brother, Native brother, basically had to go to the white man because his own people was acting so goddamn crazy. Do you remember that scene? When they were chasing him, they were like bloodlustful. They was cutting. I don't know if you ever seen Apocalypto. That's my shit. Every time that comes on, I gotta stop and watch. Like I've never seen it 100 times. But when you seen the conquistadors in the ships, immediately he had, he was like, okay, maybe they gonna save me because it was a white man. And I hate to say it, y'all, but sometimes I feel like white people almost become like a balancer because we are not capable of balancing each other. So that's why some of us run to the white man's side than the black man's side, because the black man wants you to go through all this unnecessary bullshit, like turn into a white woman or be whatever. When you go with the black man with the natural hair, you know how many black women I see with natural hair fucking with white men? That we probably think should be with a black man, but the black man probably wanted to straighten their naps or some shit. I don't know. Not all black men, y'all, not all. But I'm saying we have to look at these are very real realities. And so we can't do, I read a bunch of 50 deep books and shit, but you don't have a fucking job, you don't work nowhere, you don't own no business, but you deep as shit. You know all the motherfucking knowledge. You know it all, but you can't produce shit. You know what I mean? And then you want your woman to go out to work because you can't work for nobody else. Y'all, come on. I know, like, and it's not all black men. I'm just saying we know that that's a part of the reality. I always think about Sister Nina Simone, who went all the way to the goddamn wall, and we left her hanging.
Oh, my God.
At the end of the day. But y'all, look here. Khadijah, you know me, girl. I'm a goddamn mess. Danielle said, well, Khadijah said, come on now.
She said she know y'all know y'all studied that movie.
I did. I studied Apocalypto. Because I think that as much as we think the white man was just on some plot and like we was that damn important, I just feel like sometimes there was some shit going on with us and we sided with people because that's what we do. White man is not that brilliant. The man's not God. He's the last man on the planet. He's our child damn near. But what happened that all of these turn of events happened? Are they more loyal to themselves than we are to ourselves? I'm going to say yes. You know, they can turn down pussy and go back home to their nation. You got to bring your pussy home to your nation. Who the fuck does that? Let's just be honest.
Khadijah said, bye, Reds.
Ah! Shut up.
Come get some SOS.
Oh, bam. I'll be over there after work.
What's SOS?
Oh, girl, it's my dad. It's,
some food?
Yeah, some food.
What
and
is
you use biscuits, Khadijah? You got biscuits?
Y'all tell me what SOS is.
I tell you, it's like a meat, like she probably was using turkey over in a sauce. I mean, it's in a sauce over biscuits. My dad used to make it all. My dad make the best SOS. Okay. Anybody in the military have a different name for it. I'm not gonna say that because we don't call it. That's disgusting. You don't call it. Oh, yep. I'll be over there, boo. I'll be waiting for this broadcast. Matter of fact, we out here by. No, I'm just kidding. The church is going on. But anyway, y'all, we discussed a lot of stuff. I just wanted to say that this week, I'm going to be interviewing another ES on Traditional Tuesdays, thanks to Danielle. Every Traditional Tuesday when I wake up, hopefully in the morning, most of them will be in the morning, we're going to talk to someone who is practicing a traditional faith, and they're going to tell us about a different Orisha, because people ask me stuff, and I'm not really that versed. I just know enough for my own understanding. But I'm going to be interviewing different ES from across the country who practice traditional African spirituality. So that's going to be my contribution from Traditional Tuesdays. Thanks to Sister Danielle for coming up with Traditional Tuesdays. Traditional Tuesday is where you try to dress in your traditional African garb, and I love that. So I think as African people in the diaspora, we have to reclaim ourselves. And all of it starts with some kind of culture, cooking, food, music, spirituality, whatever it is. But for me, I want to walk the path that my ancestors walked before we were brought here as enslaved people. So look out for that this week. And we also have the Nurturing Greatness Intern Project. If you're in Sacramento and know some young people, we have a paid internship program.
Yes.
So yeah. So what about you this week?
What do I have going on this week? This week, no. Thank goodness. I got a lot of stuff doing, but not anything that you guys will care about. Not anything about community. I do want to ask you guys to please mark your calendars for Black Friday. That's going to be happening here at the building, 2251 Florin Road, to be the Friday after so-called Thanksgiving. You'll have access to over 350 Black businesses. We'll be partnering with SAC Black Biz and Black SAC Econ.
Right on.
So while you out there, come on by here. Come by your folks.
Drop some of that black money into black businesses so we can get some black dollars. The key word here is black on Black Friday. I like to do the voices like the men who be selling the movies. And he is slaughtered. I grew up watching so many 70s stuff. I'll get the hell off here. All right, y'all, listen. Send us your questions, your comments. If you want us to talk about a topic, send it in. Send it in.
Yeah. Also, too, send it in.
Yeah, send it in. All right, family. Love y'all. Mwah. Peace out.
Peace and love.
they getting ready to start getting it in up in here.
Yes, we need some tambourines.